So how about, hey madam, what's good? How are you?
Hey, what's up?
So it was so funny. So I'm going through my intro. No, so it was so funny. So shout out to Walter and Eddie of No Gravity Records that just came through. That was an amazing show. So much.
Yeah, shout out to definitely shout out to No Gravity Records music. Yeah, go check them out.
That's so dope. Yeah, I got confused because they just made the website literally just dropped like a week ago or something. And so everything is No Gravity Records, but the website it adds music to it. So it is what it is. You feel me? Like they were dope shit. And and I was so happy to be able to have them come through and all of that. Whew, child. Whew. Okay, so now that all that's over, hold on. Let me get these earrings off because y'all I ain't on camera no more, and I'm all kinds of irritated. So hold on. Whoo, braces on.
Give yourself a moment. That was an awesome interview for real. Yeah, it was really good, and it was so positive. It wasn't negative. It wasn't anything or like that. With the usual. And mad shout out to you and them. Just for coming through, showing some positivity. They're really doing big things in their community, and they just love to help people, and that's what's up.
Yep, definitely. And I think what was so dope about that whole situation was just the energy that they have. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's so consistent, and they really are trying to help people, and it's just a great vibe. A great vibe. Especially in this kind of climate, with all the craziness that's going on.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's a lot.
Especially in this kind of climate. I'm trying to breathe. I'm trying to just woosah. Because all this fuck shit that's going on is a lot. And I'm shocked. I'm not even shocked at this point. I'm just appalled. I ain't even know when they're shocked. I'm appalled.
Yeah.
I'm appalled at the fact that we have to have the same conversations over and over and over again because nothing is getting done.
And and the thing about it is that it's a lot of people out here that's going towards gravitating towards the wrong things, and then you have things out here that you have people and forces working against the people.
Right.
Do not believe everything that you see.
Right.
I have gotten information about a whole range of stuff. Why are we not talking about Breonna Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
And things like that. It's a lot of stuff that's going on, and like as soon as they started opening up the country, like it was back, and it came back with like a boom, and it's like people couldn't wait to come out. Like, and everybody's been sitting and stewing and going through the motions. We got the pandemic going on. I'm sorry if y'all hear my cat in the background.
I hear the baby. It's all good. It's all good.
She's going through it right now. Hey, Donna Hill. Hey, Serena, Charm Squad, most definitely. And
Charm Squad, yeah, most definitely. Serena, if you want to come on, if you want to come on, you are more than welcome. Because we've been talking about this. I got woken up. What time was it? 2 a.m. Oh,
yeah,
talking about that and burning
and,
down Minnesota. I said, Jesus, what the
right,
hell?
right. And the reports are now that Colorado is now rising.
And Colorado should be the happy state because they're the ones that got the weed first.
Yeah, Colorado is rising. I mean, apparently they take that seriously, and I mean, it's going like my personal feelings about that. Really though, it's going to have a domino effect. It's going to be Ferguson all over again. It's going to be Florida, Florida all over again. It's going to be Baltimore all over again. It's going to be it's 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 going to set off a chain effect, and they're not going to get the picture until people start rising up and destroying things. And I hear a lot of people out there, and their comments is, "Oh, they're destroying." Like I'll use Baltimore for it as an example,
Right.
because I don't want to feel like I'm personally attacking people, but this is pretty much geared towards them as well. People talk about, "Oh, they're destroying their whole city and this, that, and the third." At the end of the day, no one is thinking about a building structure. Y'all are not grasping the concept is that a life was snatched away from the community, regardless of the person's background. Regardless, a person doesn't have to die for having a 4-inch blade in their pocket. A
Right.
person doesn't have to die because they may or may have not been in the possession of counterfeit money that they didn't probably even know about. Like, it's just the assumption that, oh, he's black and he has this negative undertone, so therefore he's guilty.
Right.
That's at the end of the day, it still doesn't cost that person their life.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's a lot of stuff I can go into.
Oh, we can get into it now because I'm off of my. That's why I was like,
These cops are not
I
being
got time today. That's why this live is called. I got time today because the problem that I have with this entire situation. I'm so sick and tired of hearing the same conversation where it's like, well, if they wouldn't kill each other, then the cops wouldn't kill them. Since when?
right.
We talk about some. Oh, they should have
Right.
been
And then
saying
I want to talk about all these nanny weathers. That's what I call them, nanny weathers. All these goddamn people talking, oh, you're destroying and burning down their own community. Oh, you're just doing what they already think of us anyway. So if they already think that of us anyway, when we haven't given them really any reason to do that, the majority of people of color do not give law enforcement reason to suspect them of being let me just, if I may I share screen something really quick?
Absolutely.
Because I want people to understand something. I want people to understand that there is a war going on. There is a genocide going on. There is modern day lynching going on out here in the United States of America. I'm going to take you back to 2015. Okay? And I want y'all to see and understand this when I tell you this. And when I show you this, hold on, give me 1 second so I can set it up. And just be aware of what's going on. And when you see this may break your goddamn heart. You know?
Hold on.
Who's to say? Who's to say for what any person would feel? But I just want you guys to understand, and I want you to look over this really. It says key findings. This is 2015. You see the chart on the of unarmed black people that were killed by police at 5 times the rate of unarmed whites in 2015. Understand this. It says the key findings that the police killed at least 104 unarmed black people in 2015, nearly twice each week. Nearly 1 in 3 black people killed by police in 2015 were identified as unarmed, though the actual numbers are likely higher due to people not reporting it or underreporting. 36% of unarmed people killed in police were black in 2015, despite the people being only 13% of the U.S. population. Unarmed black people were killed 5 times the rate of unarmed whites in 2015. Like I'm gonna keep repeating this stuff, but please understand. Please understand. Look at these faces. I want you to see these people. I want you to understand that their life mattered.
Yes.
Their life mattered because God doesn't make mistakes. The Most High doesn't make mistakes. No matter what where you come from, oh, no matter where you come from. Thank you, Serena. Love you. No matter where you come from, no matter what walk of life you are at, no matter what point and what journey you are in your life, you matter. As black and brown people, we have just as much right to walk the streets as anyone else. I also heard this nanny boo say, one of these nanny boos said, oh, but it's black on black crime. Judging by the FBI, statistically, white people are mostly responsible for mass shootings.
Yep.
But you want to sit here and talk about white on white, black on black crime, black on black crime. What about Ruth Dillon?
Dillon Ruth.
What about the guy that was in Las Vegas and picked the hotel room and just picked people off? What about Sandy Hook? And they dirty as hell. And I want to say something really quick. And please don't put too much salt into this. But shout out to QI Critical Thinking. And the reason why I'm saying QI Critical Thinking, because she made a comment that was very relevant. And then coming to find out, one of my mods had sent me a video, which I'm going to put together in a video or something like that. And it clearly shows a white cop out there among protesters trying to get the black protesters and the black and brown protesters, the protesters out there to riot stores. They literally broke a store window and then turned around and told everybody, yeah, loot it, loot it, loot it. And they was like, hold up, wait a minute, hold up. You a fucking cop.
Mm-hmm.
So we have cops out there. We have cops out there trying to kill and start social uprising. It's people in this world that want a race war, because I heard that a lot too about a race war. It's always been a race war. What the hell are you talking about, people? What are you talking about?
I want for those of y'all who coming in, watching the bushes, watching the replay, whatever. What she's scrolling on the screen right now are all the African American lives that were lost. This is all police stuff, right? These are all the ones that shot by police.
Yeah, these were all unarmed people that died in 2015.
Wow.
Oh, the list is long as hell.
Well, I know it is, but I'm just letting people know. The cops were busting into businesses and starting the fires. We already know. Zarina, you ain't even gotta tell me because I'm gonna let Madam talk because she's actually been through this before, like with Baltimore. So for y'all that was saying that Baltimore is gonna come back and this, that, and the third, and and bring the whole city. Can you speak to that real quick? Because that's
Yeah,
that's
I know.
here.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. In Baltimore, this is a couple of years ago. It was during the basketball championship, the finals and stuff like that. I was wearing all black. I had on a black dress and a black do-rag. I was inside my house. Everybody, everybody was watching the game. You know, kids were upstairs playing. Matter of fact, at that time, some of them was sleeping, some of them was upstairs playing. So I go to the front door. I look out my front door. Not even 5 minutes after I closed my front door, you know, I hear a bang on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Open the door. Boom, 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 boom. Baltimore City Police, open the door. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
So, I paused for a minute because I'm like, I know the fuck I ain't do. I just went to the door. So I opened the door. You know, of course, they greet me with guns in my face. All types of shit.
Wow.
Who's all in the house? Hold up. Wait a minute. What's going on? Who's in the house? My family? The fuck are you talking about? So, long story short, they rounded all of us up, even the children too. Made us sit on the floor. We wasn't allowed to sit on our furniture, our couches and shit like that. Like, we literally had to sit in a circle on the floor while 4 or 5 cops were surrounded us, pointing fucking guns at us. Okay. They searched my house. For what? Nobody, they had no warrant. Nothing. They didn't say they had a warrant. You want to know what they told me? They told me that they were watching the cameras because they have cameras on the poles outside. We call them blue lights. And they said it came through the camera feed that I looked like a suspect.
Woo, really?
I matched a suspect's description. Even though it was like nighttime and it was dark outside, but it was lights out there and it was lights on the camera. I matched the suspect because I was wearing all black. Only because I was wearing all black. Coming to find out, the person that they was looking for was a male.
Wow.
But again, no warrant. None of that. And that's just something, and it happens more often than you think. Not only in Baltimore, but it happens in cities all across the United States. And people just don't understand. Our people have forms of what do they call it? Post-traumatic stress.
Yep.
Because of the things that they've seen. I mean, people have literally seen a person and that person just died. You know? PTSD. Yes, thank you, Zarina.
Yeah.
And people don't understand. Like, these are the faces of the unarmed black men and women and children.
Yep.
And children. Okay? That's being gunned down. All of them have a story to tell. It's not just about who's the latest person to get gunned down. You have to remember these people. You have to take time out to acknowledge their life. They were somebody. These were fathers, uncles, cousins, mothers, grandmothers.
Yeah.
Because they just recently killed the grandmother, and ain't
Mm,
nobody talking about that story.
mm, mm, mm.
This woman was a grandmother. They killed this woman for no. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to speak on it. But yeah, they just killed a grandmother not too long ago. But they not talking about it in the news.
Mm-mm.
How long do you think, and how much do you think a society of people are going to take before they start lashing out? And this is why I say it's going to be a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
Young, old, middle age, prime of their life.
It's just absolutely appalling. Absolutely appalling.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling. It's frustrating. It's just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. It's just really, really just I'm blown by the fact that these people having to have the same conversations. That's my biggest thing. They're having the same fucking conversations because nothing is changing. And nothing is changing because people don't want to do what they're supposed to do when it comes to just listening and acting. And voting happens every 2 years, not every 4. That's why we're in this predicament now. The fool that's in the White House is there because y'all chose to sit and chill back in 2014. That's why we in this predicament right now. That's what this fool's in the White House. Because y'all was like, oh, Obama's in there, we good, we ain't gotta worry about it. Y'all do the same bullshit in 2010. That's why he got all this in there, making all these bullshit ass laws, trying to take away all of our rights. I don't know what he's trying to do with social media, but do get your bitch ass off Twitter. How about we do that part? How about we start there? You want to sit there and talk about what we doing over this, that, and the third? Are we putting out false information? That's probably your bots doing it, your Russian friends or whatever. We're sitting there putting accurate information you don't want, but it's stuff that you don't want to hear, so you're mad. That's what's going on. Let's tell the real tea. You sitting up there, it's not the wrong information. It's what you don't want to hear. That's it. If it's not positive towards you, you want to shut it down. That's the problem. That's the problem. Nigga, we saying China. What is you doing? What is you doing? Like, come on, G.
Right. And you absolutely right. And you gotta understand too, over in China, like if y'all don't watch, like people say they hate to watch the news, but I tend to like to watch the news. I want to know what the hell is going on, because whatever's going on over there, eventually it's going to come in and affect us. I want people to get into that mind frame and train of thought. Please, stomach it, so you can know what's going on, because whatever goes on over there, it's going to come over here.
Yep.
Okay, we got Chinese and Chinese over there abusing black people, not allowing black people to come and get their hair cut, to go sit down at their restaurants and eat, to patronize their stores because they're African. Sound familiar?
That part.
All of what was that? The beginning of
Hey China. If you want to come in the chat, let me know. Man, G, like it's just crazy. Like it's absolutely insane. You know what I'm saying? But we want to sit up here and we want to lie and we want to cheat and we want to claim and I'm so sick of people saying, well, if black people are killing black people, then then why don't the cops think it's okay? That's not the case. You sitting up there and forgetting all the work that we've done, and if China stuff, she can get tested. Today, all the work that we've done to try to get anti-violence things passed in this city, and how much time to take that away. Man, like there's so many things that people want to continuously ignore. It is absolutely appalling that we're continuing to have the same conversations because No one wants to do the work. That's the problem.
Exactly.
No one wants to do the
Nobody
work.
wants to
They
talk
don't
about
want to
it.
go. They want to come. They want to just sit up there and complain on social media. That's cute. Okay, you got your like, your click, your view, whatever. And for the bitch that had a conversation about, oh, she got a couple people in the chat. Mama, you have no idea what my number. You have no idea what my numbers are. This is only one platform. Bitch, you
Girl,
got me. You got the right
Denaya.
one. Huh.
Denaya, don't worry. I know who she is. I exposed her. She's a fan. I exposed. Don't even. I seen it too. That's why I said
I'm
thank
just
you,
saying,
Serena.
period. I'm just saying, I'm making this a general situation because I don't worry about my numbers ever. Because trust and believe they're gonna go up any freaking way. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about getting the message out. Because let me let y'all know something that y'all don't understand. Google is a search engine. So when they searching these numbers, they're gonna be searching these names of people that we're speaking about. They're gonna find this video. Don't play with me. I know exactly what I'm doing. Hey, viewers of you, like I'm tired of all of this craziness. Y'all think that like, oh, well, you got all these people in the chat. That's cute. That's great. Whatever. This, that, and the third. But what's your substance though? What are you teaching somebody though? What do you bring? What are you helping with this conversation? You see how much she's scrolling? I don't even think we have enough time in this video to bring up all the people that have died by the hands of the police. The friends that I have that have told me that their fans and family have died by police. Like this is just appalling and completely unacceptable. And yeah, people are getting mad and sitting up there and rioting because we've gone through literally every single measure there is. We've been down the field on multiple occasions. We've been down to City Hall on multiple occasions. We've tried to get in the right people. And shout out to the mayor of Minneapolis, because he said, I'm confused. Why aren't they in jail? Why
Yes,
aren't they in jail?
yes.
So
Mr. Frey. Mr. Jake, I think his name is Jacob Frey.
Yes.
Shout out to Jacob Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis. He was livid, and that's what I wanted to see in Baltimore. That's what I wanted to see in Baltimore, but we had that trash ass Stephanie Rollins Blake. Bitch, you trash.
Facts.
Yes, I still feel some way about that. What bitch in their right mind going to tell the world, oh, we're going to give them room to destroy? Bitch, you're trash.
Facts. Facts. Like you know what I think is funny about this whole situation is that y'all sitting there and y'all mad at smaller content creators, but baby, I'm gonna tell you right now, the smaller content creators, we got more freedom because Google ain't paying attention to us, so we can say we want to. We ain't gotta worry about the mess because I got plenty of videos, honey, ready to go when I get monetized. Don't get it twisted with y'all non-channel having asses. Like I'm so sick and tired of this craziness, and y'all sit up there and people gravitate to all the mess or whatever. So you thought it was gonna be a messy video, this and the third. No, it's not a messy video. This is me speaking my truth on what's going on right now in this country. Period.
But Denaya, hold on. Let me make a man real quick. Hey, Samantha Brooks. I'm gonna be that. Do you have an interview with Nicki Minaj? I'll wait.
That part. Do you have an interview with T.I.'s? I'll wait.
I'm going back on mute.
I'm just saying. Hey, Tessie, hello. You know, it's just this whole conversation. So for those who are coming in the chat or in the bushes, whatever, do what you do, even in the bushes because you blocked probably, or you're too scared to drop down, whatever. We're not even on that today. It's all about talking about what's going on in the country. Don't get it twisted. I said I got time today because I'm talking about this situation, not because of mess that's going on YouTube, because this is happening in real life, y'all. This is a problem in real life, y'all. You see, the more she keeps scrolling, these are people that have died by the police, y'all. Like, I need y'all to understand that the reason that people don't trust law enforcement is because law enforcement was not made for us. And yes, there are some amazing police officers that specifically got in there to try to help the community. That is very true. That is very, very true. I have some cops that I have friends that are cops, and they are phenomenal people, and they got in there to change the narrative of what the cops are doing. But the problem is there are way too many that are literally in there because they was bullied as kids for what, and they or their girlfriend and dated a black guy and they mad, all that kind of mess. And they're sitting up there and they're literally just there to harm people. They're there to throw their gun around, to throw their weight around, literally. Like, I need you to understand. No, have I seen the video? I refuse. Sandra Bland was from Chicago. Like, I need y'all to understand what this is. This is so the only I'm gonna tell y'all the real reason. The only reason that Sandra Bland is dead is because when she stepped out of that vehicle, she towered over that cop and he felt intimidated. She didn't have to say a word. Period. She towered over him and he got quote unquote scared.
Yeah. And I mean, you can think about just a couple of hours ago, we got everybody call her Central Park Karen, but I call this bitch Central Park Susie because this bitch literally cut off the air to her dog, the air supply to her dog. That is abuse of an animal. To get on the phone and call 911 and lie, sit there and lie. People know in the state of New York it is a crime to have your dog unleashed in Central Park? I'll wait.
Of course they're aware of that. Of course they're aware of that, but that don't matter. And did you know? Did you know what they called the cop? They called the cops on was a Harvard. Wasn't he a Harvard graduate? And he
Harvard graduate who was an avid bird watcher, and she called on this man and told the police that this man was threatening her and her dog, and she's up there squeezing the life out of that dog. That dog was fighting to live. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Baby, like y'all got it twisted. Like I don't think you understand. And for me, I'm gonna tell you why I'm so livid about this entire situation. This happened blocks from my best friend's crib out there in Minneapolis. So y'all, where George Floyd was murdered. Murder was the case that they need to give them cops and they need to do it quick. Otherwise, they're going to burn that city down, baby. Trust and believe, because I know the people up there and they're organizers and they're doing it strategically. They're not just doing it, they're not just doing it all haphazardly, baby. They have time today. You are talking about people that went up there to have a better life. He went up, and what was so crazy is that he went up there to have a better life, G. Like he went up there, he moved up there to have a better life. My boys went up there. God said it shouldn't even matter what education he had. She was still wrong. Period. That's the thing. It definitely shouldn't matter what education we have. But we're just saying like this wasn't the ordinary person. You feel me? Like there's this misconception that if you're nice and you're sweet and you're respectful and blah blah blah, people won't bother you. This right there proves that wrong. All he did was pull out his phone and was like, I'm gonna record this girl because she's sitting up here breaking the law. I need to acknowledge the fact that for y'all that just got in here, she's just scrolling down Google of people that got killed by the cops. I'm just letting y'all know. For y'all who don't know, y'all in the bushes came down, whatever.
Right. And another thing,
down, right now.
Right. And another thing, not to cut you off. Another thing, look at all of these people. These are our people. It's not team light skin and team dark skin and team brown skin. Stop with that stupid shit.
Please, for the love of God, can we stop that? Like,
these people. It don't matter what shade of brown you are or what shade of tan you are. It don't
care.
Matter.
They don't care. You know what? My mom's favorite joke. Like, not even a joke, but like her favorite saying, and it's true. And somebody's gonna get offended, and I don't give a fuck right now, because again, this is my motherfucking broadcast. Sorry. One of the main things that she said all the time was, "What do you call a black doctor?" No, the answer is nigger. Period. They don't care what we do. They don't care how much. They don't care how much education we have. They don't care who our parents are. All they see is a black person. And don't be a tall black person. Oh, Jesus. They ain't even questioning before they call the cops. Child. Ooh, Chassie. Chassie must go there. She said, but our men love their daddies. Ooh, we ain't even finna. Ooh, that's a whole other lie.
And people need to understand. People need to understand. We got people out there. It's people actively in Minnesota right now. Excuse me, Minneapolis right now that are cops that are walking among the protesters, breaking stuff, breaking into buildings, and telling people to go loot.
I'm sure they are.
There are cops. Let me say this again. There are cops in Minneapolis right now walking around amongst protesters, breaking into stores, and then trying to encourage rioters and protesters to loot to make it look worse on us.
So what I'm gonna tell you, if you are in, I don't care if you are in Chicago, I don't care if you're in Minneapolis, I don't care if you're in LA, I don't care if you're in Denver. Listen to this now. They're going to continue to do that. Do not fall for it. They're doing it because they think they can. Let them know who you are and what you've done. Stay organized. I know this is hard. This is frustrating. And you are trying not to burn something and punch somebody. But I need you to stay organized. If you're going to write on anything, let it be something we didn't build, please. Thank you. Can we do something that already has insurance on it? That'd be great. That way we don't have to rebuild some stuff. And please acknowledge the fact and pay attention to what you're burning, because some people work incredibly hard to get some of these stores in these neighborhoods and they will not be happy with you afterwards. Like, it takes years to get some stores in certain areas because they're afraid of being looted or whatever the situation may be. So it takes years of convincing people that it's a good idea to be there. Can you not prove us wrong right now? I'm just asking that. Whatever else y'all do, y'all sitting there burning down the Walmart, they got enough money, they fans, they'll be gonna get over it. They're not the Walgreens, they got enough money, they fans, they'll get over it. But I'm talking about these little small businesses and some of these stores that people have worked for years to organize to get there. Can we leave those alone, please? Thank you. Hold on, Keisha. Keisha said, I hate the immediate reaction has been looting and destruction of the past couple decades. That just gives them what they expect. But hold on, wait. Because I think that's the misconception. And Madam can tell you the same thing. So by the time it gets to rioting and looting, what has happened before that was several peaceful protests, several conversations with politicians, several conversations with community groups, several broken promises. And after doing that for years and years and years, it literally just boils up. It's not as if it just happened. And I can tell you this from a fact because I have a client that actually that captured a situation. I want to say, oh God, was it last year? Either last year or a couple years ago, where there was a barber that had gotten killed by the cops, and so he got the aftermath of it. And you can see the cops interrogating people and intimidating people and pushing them. And whenever it incites into a riot, let me tell you right now from experience, the cops started this shit first. That's what they're not going to tell you. Like, do you see the aftermath? But you don't see what happens before that. The cops are usually the ones that are sitting there and throwing something or starting to tear gas people. The cops always started first. No question. God said being peaceful is not stopping us from killing our people, period. I'm going to just say this because I'm not understanding why people don't get that part. Dylan Roof killed 9 people in a church after they prayed for that fool. And they took him to Burger King to get dinner afterwards. I don't give a damn what George Floyd did. And then when I found out, hold on one second. Oh, you didn't think about that? Oh, mama girl, baby girl, I've been in this political and advocacy game since I was a child. I've been heavy in it since I was 19 years old. So I'm like, I'm not as heavy in it right now because I had to take a step back. My mom got sick because my mom was out there with me. So let's make that very clear. My mother was out there with me when I was going to a lot of these meetings. She was the one that taught me. And this is a rule for anyone. If you are protesting right now, do not go to a rally indoors. It makes them easier for you to be a target. Do not let them corner you in. If you are wherever you are at, make sure that you can run in any direction. You never want to be cornered in. This is how people die. There are things that we need to learn. Now, I'm gonna tell my mom, actually, she said they used to have riots every day. She was one of the people that integrated Senn High School. She integrated a freaking high school, G. Like, when she was there, she was sitting up there. I said they had riots every week. Senn High School's chilling now. But back in the 60s, they was having riots every week. So don't get it. And she's always said peaceful protesting doesn't work. They don't start changing stuff, so we start burning stuff down. That's when change occurred. That's when things happen. You feel me? But like I said, this whole situation of let's peacefully protest. We tried that. The co-occupation by these people have caused whole races of people to not thrive. Native Americans, African Americans, Latino Americans. I'm gonna say that one more time. The co-occupation by these people have caused whole races of people to not thrive. Native Americans. This is their land to begin with. Let's start there. African Americans. We was here before Columbus got here. Can we get rid of his holiday, please? Can we add that to the agenda? And Latino Americans. This whole situation that we're going through right now is because we have chosen to sit back and say nothing and be like, oh, it just happens. I'm still baffled by the fact that Amber Geiger got a hug from. I can't remember. I'm so baffled by how many Black men and women have died at the hands of the police or with a white person. I'm losing the names. It's literally at this point, hashtag insert that Black person's name here at this point. And that's the problem. That's the issue that we have. Y'all do see that Madam is still scrolling. Like, am I the only one who sees a big problem with this? Madam is still, she's literally just on Google just scrolling names of people that died by the hands of the police. I don't think I understand, for some strange reason, the police as a whole, as an organization. I'm not talking about individual cops. I'm not talking about your daddy that's a good cop. I'm talking about as an organization. The police were not there to protect us.
But you know what?
Go ahead.
May I interject for a moment? And let me just say this, and I don't give a fuck who feel no type of way about it.
That part.
Your police, if your father or your mother or your cousin or someone that's in law enforcement and shit like that, right, them motherfuckers is complacent. Okay? Period. Them motherfuckers know what's going on. You know how many motherfucking cops that have seen shit and heard shit go down and did nothing to stop it and right there and let those motherfuckers do. No, bitch, you're a part of the problem too. You're complacent, motherfucker.
Yep. Exactly. It's so crazy.
I'm mad if I offended anybody, but the truth is they're complacent.
No, this is
they allow the shit to happen. Just
No.
so they can get their fucking 10-year and Cap can give them a pat on the fucking back.
Right.
Fuck
That part. Like I said, we're gonna have the same conversation on Saturday on live on radio. That's gonna be funny. That's gonna be fun because we already know we already know we don't have the plans. People calling and saying blah 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 and all that's going. I'm gonna just warn you now how this works. If you come on a broadcast and you're sitting there and you're talking yeah, you're gonna get doxxed live on air. Don't do it. Don't. The last people that did that called into the station and talked about that mess. He doxed the number because why? Because he can see it. Don't come on that. Don't even do it to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't even think about it because it never works.
Right.
It never goes well for you. So don't even do it to yourself.
Right.
I think the police should get punished even more for murder than civilian because they're in a position of power. I'm gonna say that again. Adelina said, I think the police should be punished even more for murder than a civilian because they are in a position of power. And they have the choice to not have to kill somebody because mind you, when a white person does something crazy, they always find a way to bring them home. But if we do something, or if we don't do something, or they're in a bad mood, we're the ones that always die. Tessie said, I saw members of the Klan need to have a meeting in public. Hold on, I'm trying to read this without screaming.
They used to have meetings in public.
I know this. I saw members of the Klan have a meeting in a public park. They were putting on white robes with crosses on their sleeve. Baby.
Yeah, but look, check this out. I can remember driving when I was a little girl, driving from Baltimore to DC, and on the highway, we saw them on the highway in full regalia, the hats, the clothes, everything, holding up nooses and signs, talking about kill all niggas, Jews and the F word.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You know what's so crazy? It's not even crazy, but we always ask the question, "What are the good cops doing? Why don't they say anything?" I'm gonna read what Keisha said real quick, and I know this not only to be true because we've also seen what happens when cops speak out because we've seen on social media what happens when cops speak out and how crazy it gets. She said, and I quote, "Someone close to me was an officer and left because you were expected to turn away from bad cops. You were harassed if you didn't." Hold on, I'm gonna say that one more time. Someone close to me was an officer. They left because you are expected to turn away from bad cops and you are harassed if you don't.
Exactly. And
I gotta understand.
Right. Shout out to Officer Sutton. Officer Sutton was from New York City, New York. He came down here to Baltimore. He worked the Eastern Side District. He was a cop. They killed their own people. They killed their own people. He was due when he died in the alley, in the back of an alley over West Baltimore.
Right.
Which they ruled a suicide.
Oh, right.
He was due to testify against
I remember
the Baltimore City Task Force.
Yep.
Because they were planting drugs and fake cap guns, fake replica guns on suspects to fill their quota.
You know what's the sad part about the situation? I heard about this before I even met Madam. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a consistent situation where we're just constantly stressed out. You know, and it's just mind-boggling, just absolutely mind-boggling that this is what we have come to, and it's not that it's not that people don't care. Some people don't understand. It's not that, oh, well, if black people wouldn't stop killing black people, then the cops would stop killing black people, and this and then the third. Okay, I'm gonna just say this, and because I think people aren't understanding. We're not. I of course I'm not showing it, but people that got lynched were in suits and ties and shit. So there goes that theory. Like this, all this misconception of, and that's what I forgot to mention. Madam, can you, I don't, how deep were you when it came to the riots in Baltimore? Do you know what happened before that, the day before, that got no attention?
Oh, well, when the riots happened in Baltimore,
Before that,
it was a time of mourning. Like, they literally called for the cops to be arrested. Mosby, the special prosecutor,
yes,
like, shout out to her. Like, she wanted to put these motherfuckers under the jail. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
She wanted to put them under the jail. She wanted them to be held accountable for their actions.
Yes.
The short story of that was everything was fine until the police told all the MTA bus drivers leave the area. Yep. They told all the yellow school bus drivers to leave the area, and they closed off traffic. This was before people even knew that it was going to be a riot, that it was a riot down in Baltimore. They pre-planned this. They made the media and the mayor at the time made it seem like these kids from I believe it's Douglas High School, right up there by Mondawmin, that these kids started attacking the police. Now ask yourself, why were the police there in the first place?
Right.
Mind you, this was directly a couple of hours after the funeral of Freddie Gray. They antagonized those kids. They took away their transportation. They took away their way for them to get home and stuff like that. And they were throwing rocks at the kids. So they were
even beyond that. But even beyond that, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. But even beyond them, here's my thing. I was even talking about, so before the riots even occurred and there was attention to it, shout out to the organizers that organized the 10,000 people peaceful protest that got no freaking coverage.
Yeah, they did. And you know what else didn't get a lot of news? The gangs came together. The Bloods, the Crips, the Muslims, everybody, BGF, everybody came together. But did they talk about that? No. When they did talk about it in the news, what they said about it was, oh yeah, they're gonna come together so they can kill police officers. That wasn't what that was for. That was to show solidarity.
Wow.
That was to show, like, hey, if we can come together during this time, then everybody should come together. And if you know anything about them gangs, they swallowed their pride. You know that wasn't fake.
Facts. Goddess brought up a very, very good point. Why is there an arrest quota? Why is there an arrest quota in the first place? Like, I'm still confused by that. And if there's anybody that's in law enforcement that's in the chat, if y'all could answer that question for me, that would be freaking great. Why is there an arrest quota in the first damn place? Hold on, what does this person say? Okay, hold on, wait. I'm going to address about it just because you don't know me. So, hi. And I like the way that you said that. And I think everything that you said about that is phenomenal. You said, I'm going to pull up real quick. This is the corrective. Hold on, wait. This is the correct approach It's to contact your lawmakers, change the law, run for office. Okay, so let's go back to the okay. So what about the people that have done all that and nothing's happened? Like, what about the people? Like, let's be very clear. So we talk about run for office, change the law, right? Perfect example. Mayor Frey. Mayor Frey was a community organizer before he became mayor. He was a community organizer. Then he was a part of the city council, and now he's the mayor. He's telling the people, why aren't these cops locked up? I don't understand why he doesn't have the power to do so. I don't know how Minneapolis works in CPD. In Chicago, if the mayor said the cops go bye-bye, the cops would have gone bye-bye. I'm confused on why they have not been locked up. But I get what you're saying. I promise you, I do. Because we've done all of that, especially here.
Yep.
We've gone down to City Hall. We've gone down to Springfield. There are politicians that know my name that know my face by name, have since I was a child. Again, I've been in this since I was like 9. Like, let's be clear. I've had over 20 years in the game when it comes to this. I just look like I'm 16, but I have 20 years over in the game when it comes to this stuff. I'm not just speaking out of whatever. I'm I'm not out there now because I've done all of this. Let somebody else. Like, I've done all the riots, all the protests. I love when the riots come. I'm going to jail for y'all crazy people. Like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was getting reckless and not thinking about it, I was like, I already know how that's gonna go, baby. I'm 6'2". That's not gonna end well for me. Trust. They're not even gonna ask a question. They're gonna shoot first and ask questions later. Believe me.
Right.
You said it's not even about it. It's more the fact of actually going out there and really doing this. Like, I've actually been down the road of every single thing you're talking about, getting laws changed, check, getting buildings built in communities, and spending 7 years on a project, which I'm really praying they don't burn down. Like, you have no idea how I'm stressed out right now because I'm like, please, it took so long to get that thing there. Can we go everywhere else but not right there? And there are so many places around the city that are like that, where we took a lot of time and effort to get it there and make people understand the importance of being there. So I get it. I understand what you're saying. I understand how you're saying, let's go through the correct processes. Baby, we've done that. The reason that this hasn't happened in Chicago yet is because when they knew, had they not, what the hell is that dude's name? Had they not let the officer that killed Laquan McDonald, I promise you, there's so many names that are going in my head right now. I forget the jackass that killed him.
But you know what, Anaya?
Huh?
That has kind of happened, and people don't realize that, but people look at it in a negative light. In Chicago, remember that video that went viral?
Which one, mama? Shit.
The video that went viral when all those people was in the house. All the people were in the house party, and they were saying that it was a shame that all of them was doing it because we're supposed to be on quarantine and it's a pandemic. What people didn't realize is that you had many different gang sets in there.
Right. Facts. That is true.
And they were there and nobody died.
That is true. That's
no one died.
Yeah. We didn't understand that part. I mean,
think about it. Everybody's looking at it for the negativity. Like, yeah, we're all supposed to be social distancing, but at the same token, go look at that video again. All those different sets in there, all those different gangs in there, or whatever they call them in Chicago. Yeah, everybody was there and nobody got killed. Nobody. I'm gonna go back on mute though.
I'm just saying, like, you know, it's just crazy. Like, it's just insane. it's just absolutely insane and just absolutely appalling. Like it's just, I'm floored. I'm floored that we're constantly having to have the same fucking conversation. Hold on. We have the same conversation because motherfuckers ain't changing. Serena said Eric Garner's best friend who filmed the police killing him was being harassed in New York once the video leaked, and he and his wife are being arrested left and right on bogus charges. Facts. Um, Compton's actually done really, really well when it comes to organizing. So I mean, like, yeah, there are pockets of things that are acting up, but Compton's actually done really well. California's actually done really well when it comes to organizing. A lot of these people have these states have done really well when it comes to organizing. So I said, and we still don't get black men to understand that by not procreating with black women, it's further decreasing their numbers. That's true. That's true. And don't get it twisted. I'm not. I'm by no hilarious. I'm by no means, oh my God, we have to completely stay with one another. That's not me, because baby, I grew up in a community that was predominantly Caucasian and Hispanic, and I grew up talking like this. So yeah, I didn't have any black friends. Some don't, and Oni said some people just don't care, I guess. Hold on, sorry, I'm behind in comments, but my energy is on 10 right now, so I apologize. I'm usually a lot better with this. Da 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 da. Casey said, my hope is that when we unify, that it stays that way. We can build something, not just in the baby. I'm gonna say that again. Hold on. She said, my hope is that we unify, and then it stays, and that we'll build something, not just in the moment. All right, let me just address these gangs. Gotta wait. What?
We have no choice but to come together.
Yeah.
We have no choice. What choice do we have? I'm gonna use 45's words. What choice do we have but not to come together? We gonna have to. There's no other way.
Right. Bada these gangs need to hang their rags up. It's time to come to the table and discuss change. We can't take it to the streets because if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Facts. He said, I'm in Compton. Ain't nothing organized. I know the mayor and the previous mayor. I think it depends on what part of Compton you're in. Like I said, I've heard really good organizations coming out of there. I think it just depends on what you're working with. I can't help but feel a little conflicted by black men wanting to assist in the fight because a lot of black women bashing. Okay, so let's get into that part. And why
most definitely.
And why we're having this continuous issue. Yeah. We have a couple of different issues. Yeah. Some people gonna get mad. I don't even give a shit at this point because, again, I'm doing this. And by the way, if you haven't already done so, please like this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that. I'm just saying, like, hit that, make that gray button red. Make that red button gray. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's at least do that. So hold on, wait. About said, I'm all over Compton. It's not that both. It's drama everywhere. Not to mention the racial tensions. So we have a problem in America. We have two different problems. Actually, three.
We have a couple of problems.
We have a couple of problems. Now we have a couple of problems in the black community as well. So we have a problem where we do have a problem when it comes to the black American community and Caucasians. That's not everywhere, but we already know that racism is a system. It's a systematic way to keep people in chains, virtually and figuratively and for real, because that's why we have the prison industrial complex. We'll get into that in a second.
Thanks.
But as a community, we have a big problem because these churches have been dividing us for years. So we have a lot. So, and what's frustrating for me, because I have a lot of friends and family in the rainbow community, is that we go hard as hell for the black community and black power and all of that. But when somebody in the rainbow community gets killed, it's crickets. True or false?
Right. And I mean, not to be mistaken, that the both of those separate issues do not go hand in hand. Please stop trying to group all this stuff together. Understand, before anything, you were labeled as a color and a gender. I'm and this is no disrespect. Before anything, you were labeled a color and a gender. Before anybody even knew or you came out or whatever the case is, you were labeled a color and a gender.
X. But the
Which does
problem is that right. But the problem is, I'm specifically talking about people that are African American and part of the rainbow community. They feel like, and I've heard this from multiple people. And I'll talk about this more when it comes to Pride Month next month. That's why I had when I do y'all see the podcast before this, I had my my Pride gear on because it's Pride Month and my friends are and a lot of friends and family have our part of the
oh
rainbow
yeah,
community.
pride is always
Yes,
always a
you feel
thing to
me?
be.
But it's
Always.
more the facts of like I'm talking more for the black folks that are part of the rainbow community. They don't know what to do because they feel so unsupported because everybody's with them and it's black fists in the air when something happens to the African American community or when something happens to one of them that are part of the African American community but are still a part of the rainbow community. There are motherfucking crickets. And this is part of the reason that we have a disconnect as a community because we don't because the problem is all black lives don't matter to everyone and that's the fucking issue.
Exactly. And then the thing about that, you have to think about it you have to think about it in terms of we have other races coming against us. And the thing about that, at the end of the day, we all, no matter if you're dark skin, light skin, brown skin, gay, straight, whatever, it doesn't matter. We all deserve to be here. We all have all of our lives have purpose,
Yes.
regardless of how you feel. And then the other thing that I wanted to address, it's a lot of people out here that actually hate themselves. Like they actually bought into everything that these white folks was teaching them and stuff like that. You have people out here that hate their own people.
Yes.
And that's really, really sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad that, you got white people out here that want to be black. You got black people out here that want to be white. You got black people out here that want to be Uncle Toms. Apologies, my daughter, she playing a video game.
Oh yeah, no worries.
So, you have all these people
making sure he's okay. He's like, what the hell just happened?
Girl, not even. It's not worth talking about. It really ain't. And the problem with that is that we gotta start wanting better for ourselves. Like we gotta get off of our stoops and start actually being active with each other. I mean, we have a network. Why don't we use our network to bring about change, to bring something positive? I mean, you have the Me Too movement, you have the other movements that's out here, but what about the movement to unite people? And another thing that I wanted to point out earlier when Denia was talking is in Minneapolis, you seen black people protesting. You seen white people protesting. You seen Asian people protesting. You seen African people protest. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't know the breakup of Minneapolis is I think it's predominantly white.
It is.
It's predominantly white. And to see all of those people out there protesting, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna just say this and I wanted to do this when I first saw my boy's video, but I couldn't because I would have just it would have just been me screaming and crying, so I had to focus and kind of chill out for a second. I have a friend that I've done music with for years, and he's put together shows, put together events. He's when Black Panther came out, he did something called Chicago, which is supposed to be like a version of Wakanda in Chicago and all of that. He moved up to Minneapolis so that he could have a better life for him and his kids. He knew George Floyd. That was actually one of his customers, and he used to work at a pawn shop. I've never seen. He did a video, and
do you have that video? I'm trying to find it now. I have the
it's
video.
on Facebook. Hold on, it's on my Facebook. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me pull it up.
Because like that video needs to be played. And when I go live, I'm definitely going to play that video again. Like, he spoke to me.
And he's so sweet too. He's really, really nice.
He is.
He's really. I see.
Look, listen. I am not blind. Okay, I'm not blind. I'm just saying.
He's really sweet. He's really, really sweet.
I'm just saying.
Really?
I'm not blind.
A mess. Hold on, I'm trying to find it real quick, you guys.
But his message.
I could have had it pulled up, but again, I was doing an interview before this, and so it was kind of I'm gonna do this because I'm done. I'm spent, and I need to say something. So it was kind of that kind of a deal, and just making sure that child.
His message was very powerful, and the emotion in his voice, the way he spoke so highly of George Floyd.
Yes.
It humanizes him, because the media is going to turn it and flip it, and he was this bad person and yada yada yada. He had this, he had that. Same thing with the guy that got killed by Amber Geiger. They tried to say, oh well, he had marijuana in his house. So what?
Right. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
Is that it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me.
About to share it real quick.
I'm about to remove mine.
Okay. Give me a second, you guys. Just gotta pull. It's here. I just gotta make it. Whatever.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna say this real quick. If you're triggered easily, you might not want to watch this because it's very, very powerful.
Yeah, if you get triggered easily, please step away. Because
it's painful to watch because he's being very, very real, and he knew him.
Yeah.
And this, somebody that he cared about. So shout out to Drunken Monkey, shout out to Joseph Bard. That's his real name. But yeah, here we go.
Inglewood Space Cadet by the name of Drunken Monkey. I would like to acknowledge the Creator, the Most High, the Most Ancient, by saying peace.
Ashe.
To acknowledge my ancestors by saying peace and Ashe. As you know,
okay, Keisha.
In Minnesota, an unarmed black man was killed by the police. That person, I ended up meeting them. I've been in Minnesota for 3 years, and I don't know why. The Creator always put me in good situations where, I end up becoming somebody's favorite worker. I end up becoming somebody's favorite co-worker. I just thank God, and I don't say that to boast. God always put me in a lot of great situations where, people genuinely care about me and love me, and I stick out. I worked at this pawn shop, and a lot of my customers really appreciated me because when it comes to the pawn game is to fuck people over. You know what I mean? And I'm a very spiritual person. I'm a type of person that believe in treating others like you want to be treated. So when my customers come in, you got people that's got to pay their rent, they got to do things, and they putting their items on the line only to get $50 for a 50-inch screen TV, etc., etc. I was breaking the rules. I was taking care of the people. And in my memory, I could look and see Floyd right there in line, coming in with his Bluetooth speaker blasting, playing like some good music. I was also the DJ of my pawn store. I was playing music on a loudspeaker, so I started roasting him like, man, gee, don't nobody want to hear that shit. Turn that shit off, bro. And we'll joke with each other. And I called him uncle. He called me nephew. He would wait till he could come where I'm at to be able to build with me because he knew that I would take care of him. This is somebody that I joked with. This is somebody that we laughed together. This is somebody that I watched be a great person, just coming into my job, respecting others and respecting me and my coworkers. Lately, I've been getting in tune to my spiritual side a lot lately, where I can't describe the shift that's going on, but something woke me up out of my sleep this morning. Something woke me up out of my sleep this morning, and I'm trying to get to the point when I wake up, the first thing that I don't want to do is grab my phone. The first thing that I want to do is meditate. I want to do Reiki. I want to give the ancestors and get a creator blessings before I grab my fucking phone. But for some reason, I grabbed my phone, and when I grabbed my phone, the first thing that I seen was Floyd on the ground with this racist ass police officer, knee in his back and on his neck. Now, mind you, this is the same person. Now listen, the trauma is motherfucking real, bro. The trauma is real, bro. The hurt is real. Imagine to see somebody 1 minute they smiling, they happy, y'all joking, everything is peace, everything is delicious. Then next minute you see them on live video footage fucking with a knee being put, they can't breathe in a situation that made the shit more fucked up, bro. He was calling for his mother. He was calling for his mother, bro. And as a black man watching that, I couldn't watch the whole video. It's at the point I don't want to watch fucking videos of police killing black men, bro. I don't want to watch that shit. And I just broke down. I cried. I screamed so loud, bro. Yo, you gotta understand, man. They know what they're doing. 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 They know what the fuck they're doing, bro. I have family that's police officers that's in the military. Me as a person that believe in martial arts, I know for a fact in a police academy, they teach your motherfucking ass restraining holds. They teach you certain forms that you could be able to take down a person. But that shit that you was dead, bro, and you had your knee on his neck while your hand was in your pocket, and I'm watching this knee. He trying to suffocating him, bro, by putting your hands in your pocket, bro. You suffocated that man, and you didn't fucking care. So this is what's about to get ready to happen. It's only nature, bro. You can only poke. It's just like this with nature. Let's say you have an animal, a dog, some type of pet, and if you abuse that person, abuse that pet, one day they're going to retaliate. And I mean, I don't understand what's going on. The shit with the brother getting killed by the father and the son, the police, the sister getting gunned down by the police while she's sleeping. It's like, are y'all trying to kick off World War III? Are you trying to kick off some type of war? And then the sad thing that make it more sad, I'm so fucking sick of my people, bro. I love my people to death, but I'm so sick of my people roasting each other when it comes to how a person is feeling, man. I don't want to see a motherfucking Facebook post about somebody roasting somebody saying y'all ain't going to do shit, because you ain't going to do shit either. I'm so sick of this, man. This ain't a time to point fingers and roast each other and talk about what we can't do or what we won't do. It's a lot of people who feel like me. It's a lot of people that's upset. It's a lot of people that's ready to go to war. It's a lot of people that's ready to go to war and don't know what to do because they rather organize. It's a lot of people that's afraid, bro. This is some abnormal shit, bro. Me being a father, man. Me, I'm going to say it again. Me being a father of some beautiful kids, I wake up in fear thinking about my son. My son is locking his hair, and he looked beautiful. He looked so handsome. He looked dope. And in the back of my mind, I have this fear. Bro, no, fuck that. Bro, I can't even look at the camera right now because that's how pissed off I am. Imagine to see somebody, you're talking to somebody, and they're a good person, they're a loving person, they're a sweet person, and then you look on the video and you see this person being killed by the police, bro. That's a very fucked up ass feeling, man. And you gotta understand, man, growing up in Chicago, man, I've been dealing with the trauma of my friends getting killed to gang violence. I've been dealing with the trauma of one of my high school friends, Big Marcus Thrash, rest in peace to him, getting killed by the police. Like, yo, I don't want a hashtag. I don't want to protest. It's time to switch it up. It's time to switch it up. It's really time to switch it up, switch it up, switch it up. And I'm not saying going out there to start a war. I'm not saying not to, bro. No, shut up. It's a very fucked up place to be in, bro, because we never had a problem with you, but you always had a problem through us, throughout history, the way that Black people has been getting treated in this motherfucking country, bro. We never had a problem with you, but you always had a problem with us, man. I need some tissue, B. And it's sad, bro. It's sad. These ain't no motherfucking Facebook feel sorry for me tears. These are some real tears. I'm crying for that brother. I cry for my brothers, man. I cry for my brothers, man. I would not be the type of person that get my ass on Facebook and roast people for having emotions and roasting people because they posting statuses about how they feel. I would never be that type of person. So how dare anybody roast the next person because they feel in a certain way? This shit is real. And it's got to get to the point where we got to be prepared to lose our lives to help somebody else. We got to be prepared to lose our lives to help somebody else. Don't pull out no motherfucking camera if you see me getting killed. If you see me being choked, throw that motherfucking camera and run. At least you did something, but just do not sit there and film a person dying, bro. Just don't get your ass on Facebook roasting somebody because they have emotions, bro. Like this internet shit that made people robots, man. We robots. We are fucking robots. We done lost what made us us, the soul. The soul. The soul. The soul. Bro, I just want y'all to know the media is going to probably tell you that this man was on drugs. The media is probably going to tell you that this man was a criminal, that he got a police record. You know how they do us, man. They always make something feel justified. They try to go look at your history. Oh, you know what? This man got kicked out of high school when he was in 9th grade for fighting, so that justified why we killed him. No, 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 no. But like I said, you're going to keep poking. You're going to keep poking, and one day, the people will fight back. One day the people will turn up. One day, I promise you, bro. I promise you, it's science, it's nature. We're tired of seeing black men being killed unarmed. We're tired of seeing our sisters being killed unarmed. And I'm telling you, man, God cover the people, but I already know, I can feel it in my soul. It's coming. It's coming because a lot of people is mad. Mental wellness trauma is at an all-time high, man. It's at an all-time high. Anxiety is at an all-time high. People going through pain is at an all-time high, man. The people is getting upset. But like I said, excuse me, I'm trying to control my emotions. I'm trying to center myself, but it's hard to center myself because I say this one more again. Imagine seeing somebody coming in your store, not just once, not just twice, not just 3 times, but coming in often. And every time they come in, and this is a pawn store. And in a pawn store, people could be very disrespectful, especially waiting in a line. And this brother will come in, he'll play his music, he'll talk to other people, he'll make them smile, he'll do whatever. And then he come over to me and be like, "What's up, nephew?" And I'll be like, "What's up, man? How you feeling?" And then we'll build, and I'll tell him how I'm from Chicago and all that. And he'll tell me about where he's from. And man, yo, the media would try to paint him like he was a drug addict. The media would try to paint him like he was a criminal. He was a father. He was a security guard. He moved up to Minnesota to get his life together so he could bring his daughter up here, man. I could relate to that because that's why I moved to Minnesota, to do better for myself, to be able to bring my kids up here to something that's new, to a new environment. So that shit hit harder than you can imagine, bro. I can't stop hearing him scream in my head saying, "Mama, mama, mama." And for the black women out there that's watching that video, do you know how they feel? Do you know how black women feel when it comes to their sons, man? That's their number one fear. They don't want to lose their kids to violence, police violence, shit like that. And man, God, bro. And if this man's mother is alive and his daughter, he have a daughter, bro. For the mother-daughter family to watch this video of this man screaming for his mama while this pussy-ass, racist police officer, wannabe friendly bitch-ass motherfucker just had his knee on this man's neck with your hands in your pocket. Floyd was a beautiful human being. Floyd was a great person. Floyd was a beautiful soul that loved making people smile. He was beautiful. I'm telling you, for my people in Chicago that's watching the footage, for my people worldwide, I'm telling you, he came into the store that I worked at, bro. He wasn't a super close friend, but if you know me or ever met me in person, you know I will embrace you with love. You know that I will embrace you with good intentions, man. And that's how we embraced each other. So with that being said, I would like to do a libation for all our brothers and sisters that died to these crooked ass police brutality. I say Ashe. I'm sorry that y'all.
Ashe.
I'm sorry that this happened to you, from Freddie to Sean Bell to Sandra Blaine. Man, I could keep Diablo, Samir Rice. I've been trying, man. I've been trying my best, bro. I have never felt this type of rage. I never felt this type of rage. God knows I'm locking myself in my room. I'm locking myself in my room, bro, because a lot of people think that I'm just this happy ass dude that's just big booty Care Bears and egg rolls. No, people, my friends and my close people would tell you I would jump. I would jump when it comes to fighting for others, man. I would jump. I'm that dude. If it's a whole bunch of people fighting on the streets, I ain't pulling out my motherfucking phone. I'm gonna run over there and I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna go over there with the armor of the Most High, as well with my ancestors and my spiritual guardians watching over me and being with me. I'm gonna run into any situation to help somebody. I take that real life superhero shit real. When I say I'm a superhero, I mean that shit. I mean that shit, bro. I mean it, man. Yo, he was a father. He was a father. He was a worker. He was somebody's fiance. He was somebody's friend. He was a good person. So, peace be unto you, Floyd. God bless you. Ashe.
Ashe. Like it was powerful.
I think I understand.
Yeah.
That's a friend, G. Like that's not like it's not like that's something I found on Facebook. It's something I found on Instagram. That's a
Right.
um. That's somebody that I've known for years. And that's somebody that's my mom.
That's real human emotion. You heard what he said. I'm going to lock myself in my room.
Because he knows what he can do if he doesn't. That's a, he had a yeah. He had a fiance. He had a daughter.
Yeah.
Like everything that I'm hearing about him. Like let me put a comment out. Let me pull that back up. Serena said, "We love you, Floyd. R.I.P. He was always doing so much for the community work in the third ward in Houston. So many people in the ward are baptized because he believes in his community and making it better. If y'all were in the live that I did before this, that was the equivalent to killing one of the guys that this is just off. You feel me? Like that's the equivalent. Somebody
Right.
that's doing positive stuff and trying to help build the community up and all of that. I don't think people get it. Like that, I don't know if they don't get it or they don't care. It's one of the two. It's not. It's not that people are rioting because they don't care for the community. They're doing it because they do, and they don't know what else to do. You have to think about we're in a situation where people have lost everything at this point. Some people can't
Right.
go to work. People have no jobs anymore because of what happened with COVID-19 and all of that.
Right. And it's right. You're exactly right. And also, people can't go to work and be safe. Um, I have a video where a guy, he was a DoorDash driver, and he was met by this guy that had a small revolver and was following him around. And the dude, only thing he was trying to do was deliver food. Like his girlfriend was terrified. She was yelling at this man, pleading with this man. He's only going to yell food. I mean, he's only going to
So,
deliver food. We're from DoorDash.
mm-hmm.
Do you know how scary that is?
I can't even imagine. But this is why it makes it
Man.
make. This is why what Amy Cooper dumbass did makes it so much worse because she literally sat there and lied to the police, pulling the white woman in trouble card when she was the one that was in the wrong. Now imagine if the cops would have came. We wouldn't even know Christian's record. We wouldn't know anything about him. All he would have been was another fucking hashtag. Like, I don't think you guys understand the amount of emotions that so many people have right now. I talked to my organizer friends. I said, "How are you dealing with this?" She said, "I'm fucking tired. I'm exhausted." Because everybody's coming to her and asking her what's the move. And God damn it, we don't know at this point. And you can say, well, everybody else is doing XYZ. We don't we've exhausted everything. We've tried literally everything. Everything. We don't know what the next move is. And we're tired of getting the question of what the next move is. What the fuck we're not gonna do is allow people to say, well, if the black people wouldn't kill black people, then nothing else would happen. That's not true. Stop believing that lie. All one white woman has to do is say that somebody did something and cops come swarming and they don't even ask questions. They shoot first and ask questions later, and that's the problem. When it comes to us, they shoot questions. They shoot first and ask questions later. When it comes to them, they ask questions and then they might shoot if they feel so led, or they might tase them. Where the fuck was the taser, G? Like, I'm confused. You could have tased them. You could have shot him in the leg. You could have done anything else. There were so many options. God damn it, you could have talked to him. Like, I don't get it. Like, what happened to having a motherfucking conversation? Like, this shit doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. Zarina said they're protesting and rioting because we're sick and tired of being sick and tired because it's cause and effect. You can't fight fire with fire, but you can light up the ember. But you can't light the ember and they expect the fire not to light. That's what it
Right,
is. Like,
exactly.
people are done. Like, people are I'm struggling to find the words because it's so frustrating. Because y'all want to talk about social distancing. The cop wasn't fucking social distancing when he was sitting up there trying to kill the man. The fuck? Oh, that shit goes out the window at this point. And people are still doing that. And just because it's like, I think in our mind, it's like, well, shit, coronavirus is killing us. And then this shit's killing us. Which one's going to kill us first? We don't even know.
Right. And can we address something else while we on here?
Of course.
If I may share your screen one more time.
Absolutely. Oh, good.
And you should already know where I'm going with this one.
Yep.
Wait a minute, hold up. Let me screen that up again. Hold on.
If you're in this live, please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Tessie said to our older black cornerstones, Jackson, Sharpton, Farrakhan, and others, can't even speak to the frustrations of the moment. These people are tired of the protests in courthouses with no justice. And I'm going to speak to that really quickly and not get into that too much because that's a whole nother headache. Jesse Jackson has so many issues, it's not even funny. Mom said that back in the day, they really scared him, which I get, but at the same time, womanize on ways, that's a totally different situation. The way that you harass women, that's a whole nother situation. Al Sharpton don't come out unless it's dollar signs or enough fucking people. Because organizers have called on him before, and that's why whenever he goes anywhere, at this point, he will give him the side eye. Because when we call you for something and there's no coverage, you don't come. You're not in this for real. You're not doing this for real. You're fixing the views. You're doing it for the money. Period, point blank. I've heard better things about, but honey, they are all bought and paid for. Facts. Farrakhan, I've heard better things about. For Farrakhan still doing stuff behind the scenes, but as for Jesse Jackson, I've heard so many things about him. Like, I remember hearing a story about him where my cousin was going to do some artwork for him, and regarding Harold Washington, and this dude sitting up there staring at some girl's butt the whole time. Instead of listening to my cousin talk about building a memorial, like what? Jesse Jackson is not somebody that they might have been doing this back in the day, but right now they doing shit. So instance, they tell us to stand down and call our lawmakers, and we do, but they aren't doing anything. Every month this year, another one of us has been killed by the law. Period.
Yeah, and the thing about it, I don't know why it's not letting me share it right now. Why it's not letting me share? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. All right, because I was confused. I was like,
You're like,
um,
what's going on?
so this woman, right,
Mm-hmm.
in a wheelchair, she was trying to stop protesters from looting, right?
Right.
This woman pulled out a knife and
Jesus
was trying
Christ.
to stab people. And this is what happened. Just full warning, y'all. She was trying to stab people. You got the Daily Mail saying woman in wheelchair is punched in the head during the George Floyd riots. They're not telling the whole story.
They didn't
Target
never
looters,
tell the whole fucking story because they're
attacked
conservative.
Jennifer in a wheelchair. Maybe had a knife. Okay, so the insider is being a little bit fucking fair.
This
Let
is
me
why we
see.
need our own. Y'all see why we need our own media, right? Because you
Women
see.
attacked by protesters. They don't give a fuck about that.
Oh, this is
She
why we
do
need our
not
own
care.
media. These people here, be on some other.
And they're gonna censor. They're gonna make it. I know Fox News is on this already.
Exactly. What the hell, sad? Right? How you in a wheelchair stabbing people? This is not feel sorry for you, girl.
Exactly, Tassie.
The hell,
Exactly. I'm waiting for it to come up.
you at a
But
disadvantage.
as y'all can see, just like I said, it's a lot of stuff working. It's a lot of stuff working against us. It's a lot of stuff working against us. People. It says woman in wheelchair accused of trying to stab Minneapolis Target looters was recorded being sprayed with a fire extinguisher. Right, the dude that she tried to stab, instead of him fighting her, instead of him putting his
Wow.
hands on her, he used a fire extinguisher. Yep,
Told her to chill on out. That's what you do.
yep,
But Jennifer was also caught getting up from her
yep.
wheelchair, running around to stab people and then running back to the power chair. I feel sorry for her. Girl,
She
bad. She be
right.
out.
She's stabbing people.
Girl.
She's stabbing in a goddamn wheelchair. Now, I don't know. I'm not going to play the video on your channel
Right.
because I don't want you to get no type of flack for that or whatnot. But this is the woman right here. She was sprayed with a fire extinguisher, and then you see the caption. She stabbing people.
Right. Damn it. Look.
This woman right here.
Right. Tessie said he was being nice to her. Exactly. You could have popped. Trying to be all pathetic and shit. Girl, bad. So I should have got over the phone.
Exactly, but it was a young girl. It was a young girl that that was punching the lady in the head when she was trying to stab. I think she tried to stab her too, but her reaction was different than the boys, than the
Right.
guys' reaction. Like she actually teed off on her and was punching her all in her head and everything. Like she was lean, she was cocking back on it, and that's the only reason why I don't play that. I won't play that video because she deserved it. And anybody that played that video, y'all need to blur her faces, their
Right. That's
faces
why we
out.
don't want to do that. Right. We ain't trying to get.
That's why we don't play the video. That's why I'm not gonna play the video. Y'all need to blur their faces out.
So you two don't have a freaking fit and things.
Right, because she deserved that. She deserved that.
Facts. What a weird
First
ass.
of all, is you getting paid? Somebody in the comments when I first initially saw it said, "Is she getting paid to guard the door target?" Like, exactly, exactly, exactly.
Right, that's the wheelchair. You trying to stab people. You look at somebody and throw your ass out the wheelchair and says I hit you with it, child. Ooh, baby.
You sitting up there, you can actually see in the video. Just Google woman in wheelchair trying to stab people, and I swear to you, it'll come up, and then it'll have a whole bunch of them. You can look at the video. She actually pulls the knife out,
Wow.
trying to stab people.
To quote unquote stop them from looting. I wish I could see my air quotes. Mm-mm.
Like she wasn't gonna get it. Yeah, hell yeah, shorty teed off on that motherfucking top of her motherfucking forehead. Bing, 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 bing. That's all you seen. Shorty was cocking back on it too. You know how you get that good sway up in up between your arm and your shoulder,
Yep.
and you got a jacket on, and the jacket fly back. Pow,
Yep.
tagging her ass. You motherfucking right.
Yes, she should have. Yes, she should have. Cause what the damn? This shit crazy.
Exactly, Tessie. Exactly. I don't know. I think she did. I think she did almost stab somebody. I'm not completely sure, but it's the intent behind it. You understand what I'm saying? Like you sitting somewhere and somebody pull out a knife and stabbing people. It's the intent. It's not about them actually following through with it because you done seen it and visualized it with your own eyes.
Facts, exactly. Right.
Like she deserved everything she got.
Facts.
She got that. Trust me, if it was back then in LA,
ooh, baby, that wouldn't end it with her. Lorena said she ran and told the paramedics, and they told her to take her ass home. She even got maced by the police, power wheeling people behind the protest.
Organized.
Okay. I'm gonna just say this, and I don't care how the fuck y'all feel about this point. If you are in a wheelchair, or you have any kind of disability, or you have a young child, stay your ass at home. This is not for you. You cannot run when you need to. Period. Everybody can't do this. Everybody can't. You have to. Especially the problem is. So when it comes to protests, especially like this, the reason that they turn the riots is cops are fucking jackasses, right? So like they get mad because they're like, oh, there's a lot of people out here. And oh, they have a lot of power. We see a lot of power right now. They can totally trample us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be jackasses and be like, oh, they're out here, they're about to start a riot. And we're like, we're sitting here, we have no guns, we have nothing, we're literally chilling and exercising our rights.
Exactly. And let's not forget the lady wasn't social distancing
at all.
But when she talked to the reporters and stuff like that, the people on the street, she conveniently had her mask out and she pulled her mask out. Oh, I was attacked. I was attacked. Fuck out of here, lady. Like, you lucky they ain't tip your motherfucking ass over like tipping cows, bitch.
Facts, and they could have, and I would laugh my ass off on that one too. And it's not, let's be clear, it's not that we're saying that it's appropriate to do that to people, but dumbass people that want to try to stab people, absolutely.
Look, that bitch knew right from wrong. She knew right from wrong. I have zero tolerance and sympathy for that bitch. She knew what the fuck she was doing. She shouldn't have been there. If you was going to do that, honey, obviously the police not coming. Why would you put yourself in danger for that? But yet, what you do instead of trying to do it non-violent way, you have a knife and you stabbing people, bitch. You using Target as an excuse at this point, bitch. Like.
Right. Zarina said 7 people are targeting, but Target is insured up to the wazoo. It's not your personal things being looted, so stay the F out the way. but it wasn't about that. She wanted to say some people are people. Period.
Exactly,
That's the
Tess.
thing. You gotta like. You have to right. She said take that out. Hell yeah, take that out for that bitch. Take that victim mode. But there's a whole bunch of victim modes. Like I said, Becky in the damn park, Karen, whatever the bitch name was, Amy, want to sit up here, lose her 6-figure salary job, for that dumb ass want to sit there and lie on this black man trying to bird watch. Like I'm confused. Like it's just yeah, I mean y'all so intimidated by the pure presence of a black woman or a black man that towers over you. Oh, I'm so sorry. We can't shrink down to to fit with the fuck you think the box you think we're supposed to be in. We're not going to bow motherfucking down to you. Period. Point blank. I'm not making myself smaller to make your ass feel bigger. That's never going to happen.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly. And over there in Africa, if y'all don't know, it's a lot of African governments that are
Right.
starting to
Fucking
kick
exactly.
Chinese people out of Africa because they're over there abusing the Africans. They're over there literally abusing the Africans and stuff like that. And they starting to kick their goddamn ass out. And I think all of us need to follow
Yep.
suit over here in the United
Right.
States. If you are black or brown, if you have ever been harassed by the police, if you got a person, if you're a Caucasian person or Asian person, and you have a significant other who happens to be another person of color, you need to be back. Need to be out here riding with your peoples. You need to be out
Facts.
here. Don't date us and then turn around and don't fight for us.
Whew, that part.
It's a lot of those out here too. Oh yeah, I have a black boyfriend. Oh, my boyfriend is Puerto Rican. Oh, my boyfriend is Haitian. Oh, my boyfriend is Dominican. Oh, and as soon as the cops come, half of you women, I'm gonna be nice, and men wouldn't even step in between them and the police officer if they was being harassed.
Facts.
Get with it or no. That's the only thing I'm saying, and I'm
I'm
being nice.
gonna say this
My
real
channel, so I'm being nice.
quick. Yeah. No, I'm gonna say it like this. Everybody wants to be black until it's time to be black. That's
Right,
it. Y'all want to sit up there and you want to play the music. You want to wear your hair in
right.
this
You want to
particular
get the
style that
tans.
African American
Right,
the African women created to maintain their hair. We're not. Let's be very clear about this. Because I don't. It would be like, well, white women wear braids too. They do, but not in the styles that we have that are protective styles. There are specific styles that are protective styles that were created by black women. I don't care who mad about it, but it's true. Period. Point blank. And the
right.
problem is,
Read
you
Problem
know,
Child's comment.
hold on 1 second. That makes that that's what makes me mad. Why the celebrities like Kim K has biracial children. Why isn't she not using her platform for her children's sake? The one
But
thing
to her
that
own, but to her own. I don't like Kim. I don't like none of the cars. I don't like none of them.
but
I'm gonna just be flat out honest. However, she has made some strives to work to get
yeah,
people out of jail that were
yeah.
wrongfully convicted and things of that nature. But for the most part, I don't like them. I
Right.
don't watch them. Everything about them is fake.
But we give them credit where credit is due when it comes to that situation.
Exactly. Everything.
However, her thieving ass fucking sisters. My biggest problem with them obviously is the fact that they're appropriate black
Oh
culture.
yes,
At
yes.
every turn, they've stolen from black women. This is not me. This is not an accusation. This is documented. And so, what we have to learn to realize is to know that through the gate, and therefore support the black women when they are the ones that do it first. So
Shout
even if
out
they
to
attempt to steal it, the black woman still get the credit for the shit. You feel me? Like this is just getting completely out of hand, and where this whole thing becomes a whole nightmare is because of the fact that it's consistently occurring. So the white people position themselves and sitting in front of the cops, using their bodies to show people of color, show that they are about it. That is very true. I guess the one thing that I will say that Minneapolis, in terms of all of the rioting that I have seen in my lifetime, and I've seen a lot because I was around the damn LA. But the one thing that I've seen that makes sense, they went to the police station, which we've been saying they do for years. They also have been working together. It's not just all the niggas and blah blah blah. It's a conglomerate of people from multiple nationalities that are incredibly pissed right now and working together to say this is unacceptable. This is not okay. This is not what we're gonna do. They want Tessie said they want the pleasure but not the pain. Honey, Paul Shasta, I don't like them either, but she has to pull right. Boggles me like how is she so quiet about this man getting murdered? I haven't even checked her stuff, so it's just crazy. Where is the George Bush doesn't care about black people Kanye? Okay, let me just explain this really quickly and that's a kind of complicated situation, but it'll make sense when I finish with it. So think about when Kanye came out. The main thing he was known for was Jesus Walks and that comment about George Bush not liking black people. Now, put yourself in the predicament of that being what you're known for and trying to stay alive, if that makes sense. He acts the way that he does because if all he did was talk about Jesus Walks and new slaves, if that's all he did in his music, they would have killed him already. Because if you listen to New Slaves, they are that is a very, very vivid record because it really even Blood on the Leaves as well, because it really talks about the fact that it doesn't matter how much money we have, we're still niggas. Period. This guy's making millions of dollars and it doesn't even matter. Jay-Z's same situation with OJ. The same thing. Even though OJ got away with it, and that's a whole other situation. But I'm saying the same in terms of the, what it's saying about us. It doesn't matter the money that we have. And I every time I think about this, I go back to the time when I was heavy watching Montel Williams and he was on TV. I'm not sure who used to watch him, but Montel Williams was amazing. He had his show before the MS and all of that. Montel talks about the time that he got pulled over. And he says he got pulled over. The cops didn't know who he was until they came to the car. And the first thing they said was to him was, "Oh my God, please don't talk about this on your show." This is, hold on. Problem Child said, "This is America. When I moved to this country, I never imagined it would be like this. It's a shame. So sad this white American cops, not all, do this. It's like a third world country." And that's the thing. That's what we try to explain to people is that we have all this community groups and we do it in Chicago all the time. We're giving all this money to people overseas and we're not even understanding that the people that we should be helping are right in our own neighborhoods. Hold on. Tessie said they would have killed him. He killed himself when he married Kim. He was all talking about actions. Facts. He definitely did change, but at the same token, one thing that I will say, just because I'm privy to a little bit more information about that. Kim, they've known each other for a very long time. They've been friends for a very, very long time, and she was there through when his mom passed and all of that. Like they've been friends for like 15, 20 years for real. You know what I'm saying? Before they got married. So it it was like a random thing. It seemed like it was a random thing because it wasn't a public friendship. But I again, I worked with, I didn't work directly with him, but I worked with people that were in his camp. Shout out to the music, custom Malik and all them. But and through that, I found out that they were close way before that, and um, that was more of that situation. I said, problem test. I'm not white or black, and I can see that this is just wrong. I've gotten pulled over. I've gotten pulled over because of my Russian last name all the time. Cops should be unbiased. Some tests or something to see if they're racist. It's so tricky. Um, he could have imaged his soul and his ties to his community. It's never something or die for nothing. Spiritually, mentally, honey is dead. He sold out and left all of us in order to fit in together. He definitely left. He definitely did leave his community behind. Um, his team actually works his foundation way more than he did. I think, but what I think a lot of people don't realize too is that when his mom passed, a lot of his soul passed with him. He never recovered from that. And like for people that don't really get that, that's why they're saying that. Because I mean, like, there's something. When your parent passes,
yeah,
something in you. Ooh, this is hard. There's something in you that either activates or dies. What activated for me was the fact that I wasn't just gonna sit around and do nothing. And I was gonna keep pressing on. I tell people all the time, and Madden knows this very well. This is hard for me. This whole like chilling in the crib and not really moving around is incredibly hard for me because when my mom passed, I was just moving around, not trying to think about that. This whole situation is just a nightmare in so many different aspects because I'm thinking about the people. There are 100,000 people that have passed through either coronavirus or through just being sick, period, in a very short amount of time. And I'm thinking of all the families that affected. I understand how he lost himself. If I didn't have the support system that I have, I would have too. I've been very vocal about that. I've never, like I said, the world didn't even know my mom passed for like a month, but my close inner circle knew, and my close inner circle was here. If they weren't here and they weren't here physically, they were on the fucking phone. This is before I got really close with Adam and Goddess and Zarina, but I know for a fact they've been there when I'm trying to tell them about the situation. I'm trying to tell them why, like, when I was like, I gotta get off the Facebook, I can't do Mother's Day, I can't do what I still can't handle it, I still can't deal with it. I get it. Like I understand people are coming at him, this and the third, but he just even talks about mental health, but if you haven't experienced it, please don't speak on it. Because there's nothing like losing the parent, especially when your parent was the only reason was one of the reasons for you living.
right.
Like I don't think people get it. Like whew, this situation is so damn hard. So
Yeah.
watch people that you know, watch people that you know, just in pain, and for no fucking reason, other than the fact that they're black men. I had a friend before it was so crazy. Before this happened, I had a friend. My boy Antoine was saying, If you are a black man in a mask, be careful because they're following us even heavier now. They want us to wear these masks, but then if you're a black man in the mask, then you're getting followed even more because now you look suspicious and you look like you fit the description even more so. We always fit the motherfucking description. We always look like we fit the fucking description. Every time. Whether we do or we don't, we always quote unquote look like we fit the description, and that's always their reasoning for trying to kill us. Every time. It doesn't matter if we didn't. They apologize later. They shoot first and ask questions later. I do not think y'all understand. Every person that is sitting there and is writing right now, I can tell you for a fact, the majority of them have probably tried everything else and are just fucking tired. Like I said, the reason that this has not happened here is because when they had that damn cop and they knew if they didn't come back with some kind of conviction, we was gonna burn this city up. And they was like, we gonna give them some kind of charge because they's gonna kill, they're gonna burn this whole damn city down. I was gonna say I didn't have support. My father passed away. My mom was like, oh, damn. Jesus Christ, Jerry. Oh my God. Adelina, that's heartbreaking. But, and that's what's so hard. Like, my condolences to you. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. And like I said, I'm blessed to have. I had an amazing support team. I had people come by that were typically like bitch in the morning because I live so far and this and the third, and they didn't even hesitate to come see me. When the day that it happened, had friends calling, from all over that knew. Like I said, nobody knew for like a month. So, and when it happened, they knew she was sick. They didn't know, how sick. Anyways, because I was very, very adamant about not saying anything because somebody would have been like, "Oh, she has cancer. Well, you can cure it this way," and then I would have had to punch them. So, I'm sitting here knowing for like a year and a half, not even a year and 3 months, that she's gonna pass, and we just don't know when, and we can't fix it. And you're fucking trying to tell me what I can do to fix it. Fuck you and everything you stand for. So I was very, very adamant about not saying anything. I think the problem that we have when it comes to the city and this country here, we are so fucking complacent when it comes to so many things. We don't understand how government works. That's the first part. Because if we understood how government works, we'd be at every election. But instead of just being like, we're just gonna go fight for the president. Y'all got senators and Congress people and judges. The judges are the big ones that determine these laws when it comes to these kids getting locked up. These are the ones that can help and not have so many black and brown kids get locked up if you vote for the right ones. But if you don't care or the records, that can't happen. Yes, getting involved is important. Yes, lobbying is important. Yes, going to Springfield is important. But when you've done all of those and you've exhausted all of your resources and you're emotionally exhausted and you're literally just filled with rage, what is the answer? Because what people don't get is that, and this is why I get really frustrated when it comes to these viral killings, and I get it, has to get out there, blah, 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 whatever. I don't agree with it because you're traumatizing the family all over again, and they've done nothing to anyone. That's not fair. I will never, you will never, and I will say this, you will never see me share a video of someone getting killed online. You will never see that from me. I will never share the actual video. I will share an article talking about it. I will never share the actual video because I will not be responsible for putting that family member through that, because I know what the hell I went through just dying from cancer. I can't even imagine what rage, the rage that's going through his family right now all over the country. I can't even imagine what they're going through. And you can't just be like, oh, calm down, everything will be fine. Oh, no. They're out for blood, and I do not blame them. Because, again, I will state this until the cows come home. Dylan Roof killed 9 people in a church, and when he was caught, and I forgot, they put that man in a bulletproof vest, and they took him to Burger King. I'm confused by these things, but not really. This is unacceptable. But Kanye wanted to run for president, but he's not getting involved. I think he's worn out from his mother's death, and the wreck he almost died in probably didn't help either. That's the thing. Like, that's what people don't realize. Kanye's had a lot of issues. Like, so the car wreck where he almost died, and then his mom dying. His mom really had a huge influence on him, and he's never been the same since. And he'll say that himself. Problem says I appreciate you, Zarina. That's painful. It's been 4 years, but yet I haven't really dealt with it completely. I don't think it ever goes away. And that's the thing that I struggle with when it comes to this whole situation. Because people always say it gets easier. Well, some people say it gets easier. I don't know how it can get easier. It's supposed to get easier. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe for some people it does. Maybe it depends on the relationship you have with your parents. I don't know. Oh, Zarina said the building is across the street from the Minneapolis police station is on fire as we speak. Thank you, Zarina. She's been like the dopest person when it comes to like getting the updates and all of that. Shout out to Zarina. We love her. She's so awesome.
Yeah, Zarina, yeah.
I look, because like I said, it's not, it's and people are like, oh, why are y'all doing this? Because we're tired. Because we're done. Because we're fucking over it at this point. And because y'all can remember this any fucking way, jackasses. Don't play that game. Like, y'all got insurance. Y'all be alright. It's more the fact of, like, people are tired. People are tired and tired of being sick and tired. We're emotionally drained. Y'all are working. Let me just say this real quick, because and why people are not getting it. We are in a pandemic right now. I do not think y'all understand what these nurses are going through. The reason these nurses and doctors are taking their lives is because they literally are afraid to go home to their families. Some of them are sleeping in their cars right now. Imagine the fact that you might have to sleep in your car. And let's imagine you're a black doctor. You don't have your coat on. You're sleeping in your car after a fucking 18-hour shift. A white cop that is trying to get their fucking quota walks up to you. You can barely open your eyes because you're literally just fucking chilling there because you can't sleep because you hear people screaming in your sleep. And this jackass walks up to you and asks you for your license and registration. and says, I'm sorry, but you fit the description of X, Y, Z. I need y'all to understand. These people don't know who they're harassing at this point. They're just doing it because they have a quota of it. And they're just doing it going based off of, yeah, I thought that they might have been that person. I thought they might have been this person. That's what we're, child. That's what we all are saying. Please don't bring other small businesses. Hi, people that are looting and robbing. If y'all can stay away from the small businesses and just focus on the big box stores, that'd be great. Just think about it. Focus on the big box stores, the people that got insurance and things, because people have worked their asses off to build their poor businesses. I'm just saying, if we could organize our anger in one section, that'd be phenomenal. Thanks. But there's, like I said, what Brianna said, there was an EMT worker. Like, I'm sure she hadn't gotten sleep in fucking weeks. You feel me? I was probably just chilling in her bed, relaxing. And CPD got these damn no knock warrants. How, I don't even know how you get a no knock warrant, what qualifies you for no knock warrant, but I would like to know how you get a no knock warrant, what qualifies for a no knock warrant, and how the hell y'all can't get the houses right. I've heard a couple of situations where there've been no knock warrants. It's oopsie, you just come in and bust in people's houses. What? That doesn't even make sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. There's a fire in the back parking lot of the police station. This moment, the police station is close to burning. As the fire spreads to the building. Whoop. Chill. These people. She said, I was scared to go back to work during here. I can't imagine how nurses and doctors are doing it. They're truly heroes. Exactly. That's the thing. Like, people are literally risking their lives to keep people safe, and they're getting no respect. Still. I mean, yeah, there's a hashtag help the nurses, yada, 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 but what are they really doing? And that's why I want us to make sure that if y'all haven't seen the broadcast before this one, please go back to it because it was really, really good. No Gravity Records, and it's G Get Money, Walter Rodriguez, and Eddie Davila are doing a lot of amazing work where they're giving out masks and they're giving out food to people that need it. They've been doing this for weeks since the pandemic started. And they're making sure that they hit hospitals and make sure essential workers have their masks and all that kind of stuff. And so I see anybody that's doing that kind of work and it's not getting recognition. And if you have a platform like this and you're not using it for that, what the fuck is the point of having this kind of a platform? Doesn't matter how big or small your channel is, you have to say something. If you're sitting back and just like, well, that's just how things are. That's not just how things are. Things have only changed because people helped to make them change. And yes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Yes, slavery never ended. It changed course because it went from basic slavery to now the prison industrial complex. Because what happens is when you go to prison, you lose all of your rights as a citizen. Yes, we know all of this. We know all of this. But at the same token, we also know what we need to fix it, to change something. We also know what we need to help. We can get past this. We can thrive beyond this. But it's not going to happen just by sitting back and doing nothing. This is a mess. This is a mess on so many different levels. And the question is, what do we do? What can we say? How do we get past this? Nobody has an answer right now. People are writing because they're scared.
Right.
People are writing because they're fucking tired. The biggest thing that happened in Baltimore that was so heartbreaking was when I heard that there was a 10,000 people rally that got no news coverage. And the reason that I know that is because right after the rally, the, the riots that were in Baltimore, the day after, the news was still there because they thought they were going to catch more destruction, and what they caught was people cleaning up the neighborhood.
Facts.
And the news people were so distraught because they were like, "Oh, they're thinking they're gonna go catch all this destruction," and all the organizers were like, "We're glad you're here." Because when we tried to call you when all the positive stuff was going on, you wouldn't come, you wouldn't listen to us, and now you have no choice but to listen to us because you have to
Right.
be here. Shout out
I
to all the
remember that.
organizers out there, but that was powerful.
Yeah. They burnt it down, they tore it down, but you cleaned it back up too.
That's the part that doesn't get that
That's
doesn't
what the
typically
media
get the
won't tell
coverage.
you.
That's the part that typically doesn't get the coverage. The only reason that coverage was there because people were supposed to be there 24/7, and so now you get to talk to all the organizers that've been trying to call you for all the positive things they've been doing that have been ignored. This happens around the country. All the positive things we do get ignored because that's not good news. You know what's good news? Dead black bodies. Sorry, but it's true. I've heard it from somebody who's actually in mainstream media when I was in school. When I was in media school, I said, I'm sorry, what? It's a confirmation. Actually, the exact term is media gold for black dead bodies as a story. This is why I say we have to change the narrative. This is why I say we have to utilize our platforms to have these conversations because they don't want to have them. It doesn't matter to them. It's not their families. It's not their friends. It's not their cousins. It's not their mothers. It's not their brothers. It's not their fathers. It's not their uncles. You don't have to worry about that. And please don't give me the cops are scared too. They have to worry about their coming home. We get all of that. I promise you we do. And I'm gonna have friends that are in law enforcement and I pray for them all the time. That's not what we're referring to. We're talking about the bitch ass, racist ass cops that go into the job because they want a gun and a badge and they want to be paid fucking bullies. That's what we're referring to right now. I don't think people get it. The reason that people are so mad about what happened to George Floyd was because it literally didn't have to happen. That could have easily been a simple conversation. What do you mean? Do you know what happened? Did you know that this was fake? Yada yada yada. Oh crap, you didn't. Okay, we're gonna give you a citation. It was fucking dollars. A man lost his life for fucking dollars, y'all. Like this is the problem. Y'all want to say why are they mad? Why are they rioting? Because someone lost their life over $20, and the murderer is not in jail. The murderer is not in jail. I, I don't get it. How was how was the mayor saying he needs to be locked up and he's not in jail? I do not understand how their politics work. Just blown. Just absolutely blows me. Just absolutely blows me. He said, I'm so glad Madam Miss Erica, she can attest to the shit. She's been through this shit before. And she's seen the city get built back up. It happened.
Yeah, I mean, my mother told me about the riot down here in Baltimore back in 1968. 1968 was the year that Martin Luther King was assassinated.
Yeah.
So she's lived through two of them.
Right.
So I mean, at the end of the day, you don't forget the past, but you try to move on. But the police station is on fire. Hold on, let me go. Let me hold on for a minute. Let me go look at this real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Who is Denia?
No, you good. This is the police station's on fire. Child. People are tired. People are tired. Tired. People are tired. They're just spent. Emotions are running high like crazy. They're just over it. It's so painful to have to continuously have this conversation because things just haven't changed as of yet. And you always wonder, are they actually gonna change? Are they ever gonna change for real? That's what the question always is. Are they ever gonna change for real? Are they ever gonna change, or are we gonna be in the same mess forever? That's what the question is. And we can't. We can't be in the same mess forever. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work. We need to do something. People are done with just peaceful protesting, and let's be cool, and let's just kumbaya and shit. That's out the window. Yeah, that police station's on fire. The firefighters will come and put it out. They'll be alright. They'll be fine. She said, from said, it's like the riots happen when it dies down, nothing changes. I think that's that's what people are saying. That's the main thing people are saying. Is that we have to consistently do this because it constantly happens. Right? So like the riots are going on and it's continuous. Because this shit keeps happening. Yeah, they'll put that out. They'll put it out simple. Fire department's not very happy with them right now, so that's a whole other problem the police department has to deal with. Because the fire department's not very happy with them right now. So they're gonna take their time putting that bullshit out too. But the fact that they lit on fires, that states that they have an organized position for their anger. I had another friend from Minneapolis that was telling me that was saying the energy is different out here. The energy is weird. The thing about Minneapolis, from what I heard from one of my really close friends, is that it's a really quiet area for the most part. They never turn up like this. So that means that it had to be something serious for people to get this aggravated and this frustrated and it gets to this point. I don't think people get it yet. I don't think people understand how important it is to put people in power who actually have your selfish interests at heart. Y'all can say what y'all want about Barack Obama. But when he tried to change things, they shut it down so quick. I don't know who was around, who remembers. The first thing that he did was he properly funded underfunded programs, and the Republicans had a fit. All he did was give funding with money that we had because we had a surplus at the time to programs that needed it. He just funded them properly. And the Republicans had a fit. So the next time y'all have 10,000 things to say, oh, Rock didn't do XYZ, remember that part. That was when he first got in. And people ask, what did he do for Chicago? He tried to do something. Republicans had a fit again. Kept on telling him, you're the president of the United States, not the president of Chicago.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you.
Even Joe Biden has called for the police officers to be arrested in the George Floyd case.
I'm glad I said something because I was like, he ain't saying nothing. I was like, fuck, you better say something before you want to run the fucking country. You better say some shit, damn it. I'm glad he said something. Because 45 ain't gonna say shit.
Hell no, he ain't saying that. I'm trying to bring up the video right now. Give me a moment.
That's all good. Hold on, just the fire station next to the police station is shut down and boarded up. No one is going to put it. Sorry, so the fire station is not coming. Y'all in trouble. The fire department is not coming to help you. Ouch. That's bad. They done pissed off the fire department. They said, nope, we ain't talking to y'all. Because they, as Arena was telling us that a lot of the fire department is predominantly African American, so they ain't happy with the situation either. And shout out to the University of Minnesota for breaking ties with the Minneapolis Police Department and taking their money back. That's pretty dope. That's pretty damn dope. And I hope the majority of the universities in this country follow suit when it comes to cops that have a history of being racist and ignorant and committing murder. This is just mind-boggling that we have to continuously have this bullshit conversation. All right, hold on. Let's see it. Woo! Ooh,
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me try to get sound.
Well. Oh, the fire chief said he will not pursue firefighters to put out any firewall protesting. He said he was protecting his firemen and Chuck the Deuce. He said, nope, we are not going to help y'all. The fire department said, nope.
Y'all see this one?
Well,
when the people fear the government, you have tyranny. When the government fear the people, you have liberty. Okay. Whether it be is state, local government, you name it.
When the fire department saying we ain't helping y'all.
Right. And then the thing about it is police are public servants.
Yes.
At the end of the day, they're public servants. The only reason why police are able to be police is because of tax dollars.
Facts. That part.
Tax dollars. That's it. Right. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's not too hard to understand. Tax dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind and understand police is nothing but a fancy word for slave catchers.
That part.
You know, the bobbies, like over there across the pond and stuff like that. That's all they were. And police were not made to um serve and protect. Serve and protect the few chosen ones, but not people of color. They were paid to catch us, to lynch us, and other things like that.
Oh, since we're playing show and tell anyway, can you find the actual like record that says that in the on Google?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, hell yeah.
We playing show and tell any motherfucking way, so why not?
Give me a moment. I will definitely do that.
Because like I said, playing show and tell any fucking way, so might as well give y'all a real rundown. And for those y'all in the bushes watching, hi.
Hmm?
And if Nicole Reloaded is watching, bitch, this ain't about Sean. It's about other shit. Thank you.
Child.
I'm just making it clear because I don't want to hear no. Oh, she was
This is much bigger than them.
so big, so much bigger than that.
This is much bigger than them
Or the deadly
right now. History of police.
We just gonna go with photos, no video, because I already know how that shit gonna go. Trying to keep this video up. If you haven't already done so, please like this video. If you have not already done so, please like this video. And if you're watching this video on the replay and you've gotten this far, God bless you, because this is going to be a long one, because I have a lot to say. I'm very not happy. And I got signs to that. Damn it.
Was officially established and organized in 1845. Okay. Let me see. No.
Okay, you're good. No worries.
Not the British. Not the British. Not none of that. Slave catchers. Hold on.
I got you.
Maybe I should. I put it in the. And my bad if it's a little blurry, you guys. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but. Okay, here we go.
Why is it coming through blurry all of a sudden? That's weird.
I don't know. It'll come out of it. You just gotta give it a couple of minutes. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Because they don't want to see the truth.
Yeah.
It's not like we're talking about how y'all took over the music industry.
Music, television.
We'll get to that in a second. If this live goes down, y'all know why. We'll get to that after this whole. We'll get to that next.
I'm trying to give it a moment
to clear up.
Yeah, to clear up. I don't know why it's doing that. That is just really, really weird for me. Um, but it's saying slave catchers were people who returned escaped slaves to their owners in the United States before slavery was abolished at the end of the American Civil War. Okay. They have a advertisement for a reward, $10 reward, runaway on Friday, the 26th of August, 1774. This was for what they call Negro man. And a funny fact though, my mother on her birth certificate, that's what it says. It says Negro. So a lot has changed, but a lot hasn't changed. Okay. The original says Negro, the updated one says African American. Okay. Um, Colonial times saw the emergency of local law enforcement squads. In the North, these were the watchmen who were paid small fees by private citizens to police the streets and maintain order in their areas. The first group in the South were patrols, slave patrols, which were made up of both slave owners and non-slave owners, and were also paid by private citizens. Okay, what did I say earlier?
That Wikipedia?
Huh?
That Wikipedia?
Yes.
What did you type in?
Slave catchers. The history of slave catchers.
Ooh.
And this is under law enforcement. They're what? Public servants, right? But they're also paid by private citizens. Private citizens meaning your tax money. And y'all can just basically, y'all can Google this yourselves. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. It really hasn't changed. It really hasn't. And then you have the mercenaries. Under law enforcement, you have mercenaries. The mercenaries in the southern states, any person could capture an escaped slave and turn them over to law enforcement and receive compensation. And slave owners could also put on advertisements promising a reward to anyone who captured their slave. Slave owners also hired people who made a living catching fugitive slaves. Since these slave catchers charged by the day and the mile, many of them would travel long distances to hunt fugitive slaves. Slave catchers often use tracking dogs to sniff out targets. These were called Negro dogs.
Ooh, child.
And they could be of multiple breeds of dogs. They were typically bloodhounds.
Oh, is that where the term bloodhound came from? Ouch.
Right.
I wonder.
And then they have a section called Fugitive Slave Laws. White abolitionists, from the North and anyone else aiming in freeing or hiding slaves were punished for their efforts. One account of drastic fugitive slave catching was approximately 200 U.S. Marines escorting one fugitive slave back into the custody of its owner. As laws, even in the North, punished both the people who helped slaves as well as the fugitive slave, many fled to Canada, where slavery had remained illegal since 1833. Okay. Other countries also was France. Um, they had slavery. I know my daughter's just cut.
Okay.
I know, right? So
Okay.
that video game, I swear. But they basically, you know, it was certain places where you could go, which was a safe haven.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that have helped in the effort. May they not be forgotten. Um, and then they have something called Northern Responses, and then so on and so forth. And then they have like different excerpts of things that you can also read.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's it's a lot, and people don't understand. If you break them down to their basic form, then you know what they when you okay, problem child, then you know what they really are for real.
Yeah.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
I mean, it's up to you whether you want to believe it or whatnot.
Please. Ain't nobody want to believe that shit's true. Like, fuck. What are you talking about? Like, it's like there's no like, oh, is it happening for real? No, this is the shit that's happening in real life. Like, what is you talking about?
Right. At the end of the day, it happens every day, and they always want to bring out sweep out the old stereotypes and this, that, and the third. I watched this one YouTuber. I'm so upset right now with myself because I cannot remember her name, but she said it's a spiritual purging coming, and it's going to come by fire.
Mm, mm, mm,
Everything is being revealed. This is
mm.
not back when you was growing up, that taboo peekaboo under the covers truth that's coming to you. This All of this is coming out, and it's coming out full blaze.
Oh, that's what I want to show you. Hold on.
I just want people to be aware of that, and know that none of us are going to win this thing unless it's a couple of things that we do. First, get right with whatever God you serve.
Facts.
Let me say that again. Get right
Whatever God you serve.
with whatever God you serve.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, yours is just like perfect though.
Right. Mm-mm. You said
But
get right with whatever God you serve at this point.
at this point,
Cause this
you're
bullshit
gonna need
here.
to get square. If you ever heard that phrase, then you know what I mean when I say get square.
Yeah,
Hold on for a minute, I got a phone call.
I got you. Hold on. So, um, let me take this off of here. I'm gonna put it someplace else. Hold on, you guys. I'm changing. What's up the screen here? Just change the freaking thing. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that's been going on. This has been going on for years. I've been talking about it for years. So where is it? This is a Periscope I did. I forget what year, but hold on. Let me check real quick. That's why it's at the time we didn't have landscape Periscope. It was only vertical. So yeah. So oh 2016. Huh. Isn't that funny? So I'm about to show you a video from 2016
Wow.
that I did when I was on Periscope. And yeah. Um, it says Chicago, Brandon, trigger happy. What's next? My thoughts. Yeah. So here we go. This when I first started live streaming and forgot and didn't know to my phone on silent. So yeah, that's what that is. Oh Jesus. Oh, Blab. Whoa. Take me back. I forgot we had the audios. I gotta find that broadcast too. yeah. So yeah. So make sure that you guys follow and I'm gonna get on fucking here and Stadia. If you guys can follow me on here, Instagram, Twitter, and live at the like the Facebook.com/manifest. Check out the website, www.manifestmaking.com. You can follow Facebook, Instagram, Legacy, LEGACY. Check out the website, www.legacy.com. Also, if you're looking for a copy of HFL Legacy, that's up at www.psbt.com. This is my family that, as well as Alicia is on at the So, I will you guys. I will see you in a bit. I'll ask you to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be doing my promos, my Periscope shout out. People know the show's not on here, so you can try to follow them. It's what awesome they are, and I have some adverse product reviews. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you very, very soon. So, stay tuned. So I wanted to show you guys that for two reasons, just to kind of give you a backstory of that. This isn't new for me. I've been doing this for a minute, and then I'm on Periscope along with um YouTube right now. So yeah, just to kind of give you guys a backstory like that. Well, we don't probably did how did on Periscope back in the day. But the biggest thing about this whole situation, I'm about to shut this down because I'm not doing well with this, and I just need to get off. It's been 3 hours, and I need to decompress. But shout out to Madam for coming through. I truly appreciate you for that. Shout out to everybody that watches this on the replay. Don't put no crazy comments in there because your ass, the dumbass is gonna get blocked. You need to fuck alone because I ain't got that kind of patience. I'm seriously not even at that point. I wasn't on no bullshit. I was talking about other shit that's happening. The fucking fuck shit that's going on YouTube right now. I could give a damn about that right now. That's not what we talking about.
Denia.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a secret?
What's up?
Samantha is a fan.
Yeah, that bitch probably subscribed just to talk shit. Fuck that up. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. I really appreciate everybody that came through. He was coming through the chat like crazy. Shout out to everybody that hasn't subscribed yet. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you guys go ahead and turn that red button gray because we do a lot of really dope stuff over here. Next week for Tonight Your Radio, we actually have Essie Marie, who was a celebrity chef in the building. She's fucking dope as hell. I love her. She's beautiful energy. And so she'll be on here next week and just talking about how she's the only black women owned salad dressing in the world. So that's gonna be lit. When I tell you that's gonna be so lit, I'm really excited about that. Shout out to No Gravity Records for coming through on the last broadcast. That was an amazing. If y'all missed that, y'all better go back and watch that because that was powerful. They dropped some.
That was pretty cool.
They dropped so many gems.
Right, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Go follow on Instagram and Facebook. # No Crabs in the Barrel.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, please follow No Crabs in the Barrel on Instagram and Facebook because we be killing it right now, dude.
Lit.
Yes, IG lit, Facebook lit. What you mean? Make sure you subscribe to Madam's channel. She's definitely doing her daggone thing over there. We're gonna be super chatting her very soon because she definitely in that review stages and things. You feel me? So she's definitely doing her thing. I'm so proud of her. Shout out to Goddess. She's definitely doing her thing. She came through for a little bit, but she's chilling. Gotta protect that energy for the young one that's coming through. You
right,
feel me? Yes. Yes. So hold on, 2 more comments and then we get out of here. Yeah, rest in power to George Floyd. Hashtag no justice, no peace. Hashtag no justice. Shout out to Zarina, who was in the chat. Next time we're gonna get her on camera. Well, not on camera, but at least on the platform.
We're gonna get your voice notes.
So we have voice notes. Yes. Make sure you got the gems and whatnot. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I gotta get some rest away from all this fuck shit. I'm so over it. But all I can say is y'all are amazing and continue to express what makes you unique. Have a blessed night.
Peace, love, and power. Ashe.